All right, I want to show you guys an interesting chart I found on a very low price stock that might be a good swing over the next week or two, and I'm going to show you why. Real quick, I want to talk about a couple trades from the chat room today because I think it's got some education to it. And one is TIBX. If you trade at all, you knew TIBX was gapping down, and I want to show you why. This is the daily chart. You can see where it opened all the way down here at 1820. I want to show you why I called an 1852 entry. With a stop, I don't know, 22, 23 cents below. And how nicely that worked, by the way. But the gap down was interesting, okay? Now let me switch to 5-minute candles, and I want to show you pre-market action. Okay, here it is. And this is exactly what it looked like right before the opening bell. So last night they came out with earnings, and it sold off down, almost hit 17, but came back up, basically hit 1850, and did nothing else. And then today opens up in the pre-market, retests 1850, and you put yourself in the mind of a short, because a lot of people think every gap down you just short it and it's going to go to zero, right? Put yourself in the minds of a short, and people shorten this because it's below 18, and I'll show you the longer term chart in just a minute, but 18 is fairly significant for TIBX. Okay, so a lot of people view this as, oh, it's gapping down below significant support, I want to get short. But really the smart thing to do in most cases is to let it trade pre-market and just kind of watch it. Put yourself in the mind of a short. Okay, so anyone shorting it down here in pre-market, maybe they think, oh, it failed at 1850. Okay, and so now it's down below 18 and people are shorting it, but they keep getting thwarted, right? It keeps bouncing. Then it comes up to 1850, retests yesterday afternoon's after hours trading high. And then, okay, now they think it definitely is short, right? It couldn't get through 1850. But look what happens. I mean, it comes down to 18, which, as I said, is significant, and just doesn't go any lower. So now my thinking was, when the market opens, if this gets through 1850, I want to be long, okay? Shorts can't push this down anymore. And there's the opening candle, and you can tell it is because of the volume, okay? And I called this when it looked like this. I said over the high of the day, I said 1852. Stop 1832, 1829, I think, and boom, just like that, and it ends up going all the way to almost 20. And I was actually looking for a move to 20, but it went to 1994. That's close enough, and that's $1.42 in our favor on 23 cents. So again, you can see we were never, I mean, immediately green, and those are my favorite trades. Here's the longer term chart I promised you, the daily. I mean, going way out here, look at these bounces off of 18 all the way back to a couple Julys ago, right? This is 2011, July 2011, bounced, and then gaps down below that. So it might be clearer on the weekly, but excellent support there, okay? It almost always finds buying there. So it just made this entry pretty easy and a pretty easy, profitable way to start the day. You also probably saw NQ today. Let me take the pre-market off of here now. And NQ, there are a couple good entries, but I didn't call this on this pullback. Then it bounced, and it was having trouble getting to 10, and it came back down again. This is a great entry down here near the 20-period moving average 5-minute candles, but I didn't call it. And the reason I didn't call it is because it's NQ, which can be really weird. But then it comes back up to the top of the range, okay? And so my thinking is now you've got a pretty good battle and a whole bunch of shares. I mean, I think this thing traded over 35 million shares today. So now my thinking is whoever wins this battle, right, between this range, you want to be on their side. And preferably the longs are holding up pretty well here. They're holding the gap pretty well. It couldn't hold below 950. So anyway, when it looked like this, I literally called it long at the price of 10 bucks, which it triggered right there. And on this first pullback, I said if you missed the entry, this pullback is your time to get in right here. Okay, worst case stop 1975, and then you got the short squeeze, and it went up to 1085. So that was a really nice one too. NQ Zozo, one of our all stars, called SUNE, and then I'm going to get to that low price chart that is very interesting to me. Zozo called SUNE as a long right here at 1980. Right there. So it's another one. He timed that very well because we were never underwater. Okay, 1980, the worst case stop, only 16 cents below. Well, who knows, right about there. And you can see what it did. It went to 2082, so $1.02 move in our favor on a very, very tight stop. And an excellent call by Zozo. Now here's the interesting chart, and this is only for people that like to play the lower priced ones. NEON, all right? Whoops, let me just go to the weekly. NEON. Now keep in mind, I'm going all the way back to 2011, and it bounced off of $3 here, almost here again, and now straight down to that area again. Now let's go to 15-minute candles. It was getting killed down to 3 the other day, and then news came out of an insider buy. I keep thinking it was the CEO, but I could be wrong, and I think it was like 100,000 shares. So it was a pretty good size, and it got a nice pop. Now look what happens. Goes back down. It does not retest 3. It hits 310. Then today, if I scroll across, it gaps down a little bit, and it's just doing nothing, right? And all of a sudden, boom, 140,000 shares again. So you've got a higher low here, and it had a decent little run at the end too, some volume coming in. So you've got a higher low after the sell-off. You've got great weekly support. You've got great weekly support at $3, and now you've got kind of a long 2.5, 3 day base in the 305 to 320 area. So you've got nice support here. I like this as a swing. I took a trade in this today, but I didn't swing any. I wanted to, but I'm not much of a swing trader. But this will be on my on my radar every day because this looks really good, especially if we can get over over this spike right here. Then you've got a potential of taking out this spike. I wouldn't be surprised to see this move up back to $4 in short order. And 350 looks pretty good too. 350 was support back here. And a move from 320 to 350 is a 10% move. So these cheaper ones offer 10% a lot quicker than the higher priced ones. And ultimately, this could get back to 4 fairly quickly if it can get some momentum. So NEON, absolutely keep this one on your radar. And I'll tell you what, I'll quit babbling and we'll talk to you tomorrow.